So I went to Prickett's this morning and asked a couple of the girls down there about the roses. And anyway, it's basically what she said. She said, "Welcome to Sonoma County." She said it's very common. What it is it's moisture. It's like mold. She said like mold, rust. She named a couple things, but basically they need to be sprayed every year. And I'm sorry, Matt and Amy, we should have been on top of that. No excuses. I will say that this has been a weird transition from winter to summer again. You can tell by the cherry tree. It's just the first couple of years, this thing was just leafed out like you couldn't believe, as you remember. And then and the cherries were just tons of cherries. And the weird thing is that little cherry tree is just starting to leaf out right now. I was afraid it was dead, but what it is it just, we had that early spring, that fake spring, and you can see the leaves coming out, and there's buds all over. Every end has a bud on it, so I think it's fine. But it's weird. Yeah, some trees didn't get the leaves early, and some did. So, but anyway, so it was just moisture. They needed to be sprayed with this stuff we got, this spray we got. And what she said is just cut off all the affected leaves. It's kind of painstaking, but I just went through and just clipped off all the leaves with the spots on them. And she said just do it, and if there's a lot, just take them all. She said they'll be fine. And they look a lot better just after we trimmed them up. So, and she said they'll be fine. And then we're going to spray them to keep it from spreading anymore. So anyway, we got these all clipped off, all the old leaves. This was a final, so they weren't that bad, but well, you saw them. There was, those black spots all over them. And then Jimmy loosened the soil around all of them and got all that crabgrass out of there. That stuff the weeds just incredible. Again, they just take over. I think, and in here the grass was high, and I think the moisture kind of stuck in there, and it was just too wet and damp. Like these over here where they had a little airflow, these were hardly affected at all. I didn't even touch this one, and it's in really good shape, as are those other two. So anyway, it was just being too wet in there, and we didn't spray in time. And usually we'd be starting right now, and this year we should have started a month ago. So anyway, but everything's looking good now. Like I said, these I forget what they're called, but these are looking good. They got a bunch of buds on them. So anyway, and then they said, so we got some rose food, and Jimmy, you can see where he sprinkled that down in there. And then we'll add the mulch. What we're using is pay dirt. She said just put that on, and then just soak them real good. And she said don't do the drip really isn't good for them unless you drip them really a long time. She said it's better to just soak them really good, get the water down in there, and then do that no more than or less than once a week. So like every week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on the weather. Soak them instead of having that drip on them. So that's better for them. But anyway, so he put the food down, and then now he's putting the pay dirt on top of that. But anyway, she said they'll be absolutely fine, so. But it was good that we did it, that you caught them when you did. I guess we mowed in here. I didn't look at them that closely. Like I said, usually we don't even start working on them till now. But anyway, that's what's going on today. This one's really doing good. But the apple trees look good. If I remember right, we didn't get any apples last year either. That weird season. But we are going to get some cherries, not like we used to. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting apples. That's good. We pruned this good last year. We didn't prune it this year. It just they look pretty good, so there's no reason to mess with them. Plus, since they already took off, it's too late to prune them. So with that warm weather we had back in February and March, they thought it was spring, and everything took off. They delivered the rocks that on the retaining walls up there, the decorative rocks that are going on the side of the wall. They delivered a load of those this morning. I guess you guys picked out what you wanted. And then I'm going to tell you something else. Heather canceled the meeting for this Friday. We were going to have that meeting for that grant thing. She just sent an email saying it's canceled, and she said she'd explain why later. So I don't know what that's about, but I'll find out. I don't think we're going to get any rain. It's going to be overcast, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any. Maybe a drizzle, but that's it. Very foggy this morning, just socked in, burned off about 11 o'clock. Got all the spraying done. And then I'm anxious to hear what happens with your meeting tomorrow. So